Okay, let's just get into it. We've been digging through everything from that Eagles game, and honestly, that 38-20 loss, man, it hurt.
It was more than just painful, wasn't it? It felt kind of symbolic of the struggles.
Totally. 2-6 record. Haven't won in Philly since 2013. No sweep since 2007. It's like this constant weight.
Yeah, and the way they lost this time, it was like a masterclass in finding new ways to lose. A real chef's tasting menu, as you put it before.
Exactly. So, yeah, we're basically doing an autopsy here. We have to find out what went wrong, but also we got to find the hopeful parts, right? What can we actually build on?
Absolutely. And the source material we looked at, it's pretty clear. We've got the devastating injury news. We've got the excitement around the new QB, Jaxson Dart.
Thank goodness for Dart.
Right. But then there's that run defense. Giving up 9.3 yards per carry, that's not just bad. It's alarming.
9.3, it's staggering.
Okay, but let's start with the toughest news first. We got to address it.
Yeah. The absolute worst part of the day. Cam Skattebo. Season-ending ankle dislocation. Needs surgery. Just brutal. Ugh. And everything we've read, all the analysis, it says this loss is bigger than just one player's stats.
Completely. Before he went down, okay, 3 carries, 12 yards, a catch for 18, got that TD. Fine.
But that doesn't capture at all.
Not even close. The reports call him the team's identity, the engine. This is a guy who drags defenders, who fires up the O-line.
Yeah.
He sets the whole tone.
And you felt that tone just evaporate. People on the sideline said the air got sucked out, like a vacuum. It wasn't just losing a player, it was losing the attitude.
Yeah, the guy who just runs through people. When he's gone, everyone else suddenly seems, I don't know, a little less intimidating.
Exactly. So how do you replace that? The reports basically say it's like trying to replace Dexter Lawrence with, what, a throw pillow?
Yeah, pretty much. That energy, that specific physical dominance, it's a massive hole. You can't just scheme around that kind of presence.
No way. Okay, so shifting gears. From the heartbreak to maybe the biggest reason for some optimism right now.
Jaxson Dart.
Jaxson Dart. Finally. I am so genuinely happy he's the starter. Let's talk about what we saw from him.
Yeah, it was definitely a debut, wasn't it? You saw the highs and you saw the rookie moments. Stat line, 14 of 24, 193 yards, a touchdown pass, ran 1 and 2, which was great to see.
Definitely. But you also had the 5 sacks. That's the big number that jumps out negatively.
Okay, but let's stay positive for a second.
Yeah.
The magic, the creation plays, some of those were just incredible.
Oh, yeah. Scrambling, buying time, firing darts into tight windows, that stuff gets you excited.
And the reports said this was his best deep ball accuracy so far. That feels huge.
It is. And he showed composure, too. He slid. He didn't have that complete rookie meltdown you sometimes brace for. That's a good sign.
His resilience is definitely there.
Right.
But, okay, the sacks. We have to talk about sacks 5 times.
That's the sack tax, right? He holds on to it, trying to make that magic happen.
And sometimes the magic is just getting buried for an 8-yard loss. Exactly. He's got to learn. Like the analysis said, trim the clock issues. Take the easy throws, the freebies when they're there, or just throw it away.
Watching him escape was wild, though. Felt like he dodged more defenders than I dodged emails about my gym membership.
True. But the ones he didn't dodge, those were drive killers. 5 sacks often means 5 stalled drives.
Yeah, and you wonder, is it better for him right now to maybe ditch one of those potential magic plays to avoid the sack? Just live to fight another down.
That's the debate, isn't it? Taking the sack costs field position, kills momentum, throwing it away. Maybe you punt from a better spot. Maybe the defense gets a stop. It changes the whole flow.
It's not all on him, though. Those sacks, some of that felt like protection breakdown, sure, but also, where were the easy outlets?
Good point. The receivers have to help him out.
Yes.
Especially a rookie quarterback.
And the drops. Oh, man, the drops.
Yeah, brutal. Especially on key downs. That Theo drop in the red zone. Ouch. Slayton dropping that slant that would have moved the chains. Killer.
Right now, especially with neighbors out, there's no obvious break glass in case of emergency guy for Dart.
No security blanket? Exactly.
He needs that reliable option. The analysis is clear. Consistency from the tight ends, from the WR2 spot. It's absolutely non-negotiable if Dart is going to develop and if this offense is going to move the ball consistently. He needs an I got you rook target. Okay, let's move to the ugliest part of the game. That run defense. My God.
The run defense autopsy, yeah. Giving up 278 rushing yards on only 30 carries.
30 carries, that's 9.3 yards per carry. That's not elite.
That's a full-on water feature, like you said, just gushing yards.
I mean, seriously, it felt like watching old grainy highlight reels. The reports pointed fingers everywhere.
As they should. It was systemic failure. DTs not named Dexter Lawrence getting swallowed by double teams. Edges not setting the edge. trying to rush the passer instead of playing the run.
And the linebackers and DBs, the angles, the hesitation, it was painful to watch.
Just fundamentally unsound.
Yeah.
Bad gap integrity, complete breakdowns.
And the most frustrating part, the strategy. They played that conservative too high shell, right, to protect the shaky secondary.
Yeah, keep everything in front. Don't give up the big pass play. Understandable, given the personnel.
But they still got absolutely gashed underneath by the run game. How?
It's the worst of both worlds. You play safe up top, but still give up chunk plays on the ground. Second and long becomes first down way too easily. That 2nd and 31 becomes first and line from the analysis was spot on.
So which is it? Is it the scheme or is it the execution? What breaks down first?
The sources suggest it's largely execution, especially the gap fits. Even in a safe scheme, if guys aren't where they're supposed to be, if they hesitate, if two guys fill the same gap because they're not communicating or lack that veteran instinct, boom, 65-yard touchdown.
That lack of veteran presence, just steady guys who know where to be, it feels like it bites them again and again.
It really does. These execution busts seem to happen most often when you're leaning heavily on inexperienced players.
We should probably touch on the officiating stuff too, right? It was mentioned, even if it wasn't the deciding factor.
Yeah, briefly. The whistle on the tush-push fumble recovery was questionable. That DPI call that looked more like OPI, a TD got wiped off the board.
Frustrating moments, for sure.
Definitely. But like the report said, it was a 2-score game. Bad calls feel like lemon juice in a paper cut when you're losing like that.
Yeah.
They didn't lose because of the refs. They lost because they couldn't stop the run or sustain drives.
Which brings us back to personnel and depth. The analysis seemed pretty harsh there. This team feels thin.
Yeah, the verdict was pretty blunt. Leaning too hard on rookies as Band-Aids. There's a lack of just solid veteran minimum guys. Tacklers, guys you can plug in at corner, linebacker, safety when injuries hit. And that impacts everything.
Right.
Because even if the scheme is okay, the execution breaks down because guys are green. If the scheme is conservative, the instincts aren't there and the fits bust anyway. It's a cycle.
So realistically, what's the ceiling for this team right now based on that?
Well, the consensus seems to be, if the defensive play calling and execution cleans up a lot, maybe they're frisky, a mid-tier team riding the pass rush. But not elite. They just need consistency. Pick an identity, aggressive, or bend, don't break, and execute it without giving up catastrophic plays.
Okay, looking ahead, what's next? 2 huge games coming up.
First, the 49ers. Now, their run game hasn't been vintage Shanahan dominant this year, which is something.
That's a tiny sliver of hope.
Maybe. But against these run fits we just saw, Kyle Shanahan could probably just call his basic day one install plays and, yeah, feast is probably the right word. It's a massive test for this run defense.
Okay, but then the Bears game, that feels like the big one.
That's the morale game. Absolutely critical for the players, for the coaches, for the fans. That's the one you circle, underline, highlight, put glitter on. Got to find a way to win that one.
Yeah, prevent the season from just totally spiraling.
Exactly. So wrapping it up, the big takeaway is this tension, right? You've found something potentially special in Jaxson Dart. Real excitement, real dynamism at quarterback. That's huge.
Huge.
Losing Skattebo cuts deep into the team's identity. And that run defense is just fundamentally broken right now. It's like you're building this exciting new feature onto a house with a crumbling foundation.
Which really sets up the final thought for everyone listening. We see the foundation issues, the run defense, the lack of veteran depth causing these execution busts. The analysis points to maybe relying too much on rookies instead of getting those steady vet minimum guys.
Right. So the question is, if that's the team building philosophy, maximize rookies, maybe skimp on veteran plugs, does that fundamentally work in today's NFL? Can the excitement around Dart, this potential franchise QB, actually mask or overcome these deep-seated issues, especially when key guys like Skattebo inevitably get hurt? What's the real cost of not having that reliable, seen-it-all veteran depth when things get tough? Think about that as we brace to the 49ers.
Just wanted to say a massive thank you for tuning in to Big Blue Tea.
Absolutely. And, you know, a huge shout out always to Black Freezy TV.
Oh,
For
definitely.
the fantastic programming, the production, everything that makes this possible.
Yep. Their work behind the scenes is just really appreciated.
It really is.
This has been Big Blue Tea.